broadcast within the United Countries special by the First Ukraine. You can find us on the frequencies available at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabian is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. During the last 24 hours, militants fired ATO forces positions in Donbass for 6 times. They shot at the settlements Shestya, Pisky, Mayorsk, Chornukhine. The ceasefire did not intervene terrorists to attack the Donetsk airport, the ATO headquarters reports.
Militants could not keep the ceasefire. During the last 24 hours, they fired ATO forces position for 6 times. We got the information about injuring of 2 civil persons. During the last 24 hours, we did not fix the usage of hard equipment, artillery and multiple rocket launcher Grad. No, our soldiers was wounded in the area of Pisky settlement.
Spokesperson of Ministry of Internal Affairs Anton Gerashchenko reported about deaths of 2 soldiers and 3 wounded people from Azov battalion in his Facebook. According to the spokesperson data, during the operation near Mariupol, Ukrainian National Guard had eliminated 2 snipers and had exploded the vehicle with terrorists. In National Security and Defense Council, this information was not confirmed yet. And Minister of Defense Stepan Poltorak counts on 50 billion hryvnias for Ukrainian army next year. It's 3 times as much that it was this year. He proposed to provide this sum for state budget for 2015. Money should go on purchase and modernization of military equipment, building of accommodation for soldiers, and reformation of armed forces of Ukraine. Near 7 billion will be spent on buying of new weapons, majority of which are produced in Ukraine. The quantity of army is going to be increased on 20,000 soldiers. Partly it will happen for the account of possible mobilization and partly for the account of contract military men. Minister had made a speech in Ukrainian Parliament, Verkhovna Rada, where today deputies listened to government officials.
Budget for the previous year was 15 billion and plus 11 billion from reserve fund. The guaranteed budget for the next year is 15 billion of those which were proposed by Ministry of Defense. The creation of new subdivisions, brigades and special units are foreseen. Moreover, 4 operational commandments which will rule the armed forces on Ukrainian territorial principle. It is needed to replan everything for the next year, and that fact that we had disposed our naval forces from Crimea should be taken into account.
Donetsk and Lugansk People Republics have to be admitted as terroristic organizations. President of Ukraine Petro Poroshenko said about this to members of Australian Working Party, which investigates the circumstances of Malaysian Boeing air crash. Australian Prime Minister also was at the meeting. President of Ukraine thanked experts who worked in extreme conditions at the place of air crash. He said that investigation data said that airplane was shot with Buk missile system, which has brought from Russia. And on this shirt, Petro Poroshenko and his wife visit the memorial commemoration of feminist victims in Ukraine in 1932-1933.
I think that the tragic events which happened in July in Ukrainian sky, the terroristic attack against MH17, demonstrating how close and how small is the world. And among the nations who suffered the most from this terroristic attack was Australia.
Capital game business should be closed for 10 days. Such order was given to Kyiv police by Minister of Internal Affairs Arsen Avakov. In the capital of Ukraine, 500 game halls had already been closed. Kyiv police said that it's very difficult to find out the violators. Police should have a lot of grounds for check. Let me recall, last week in Kyiv, young man with radical mood has destroyed one of the slot machine hall. In Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Internal Affairs say that such actions are illegal. They encourage representatives of law enforcement and activists to unite their efforts.
Their actions are criminal. I said them, if you have the information, come and together we will set the observation posts and we will see that people play there. In several minutes police will come here and this establishment will be closed. Now you made damages on 20,000 hryvnias. We will withdraw all the equipment and these materials will go to renewal service.
Community-assessed television in Ukraine should work since the end of January 2015. It was said by Director General National TV Company of Ukraine Zurab A.Lysenko. Ukrainian way to community-access television was discussed today by the participants of international conference in Kyiv. The most attention was paid to law gaps. Changes to law about community-access television and radio were registered in the Ukrainian parliament document, as it was claimed by its author, Parliament member Victoria Sumar. Deputies should consider till the end of this year.
We had strengthened the additional council, the content part, and all should be at the public television and how it should be different from private one. Discussion format and additional council and its powers. I don't see the safety in this law yet because the mechanism is not clear. First of all, it is the ordinance, which according to law should be written by Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine. There are any criteria of chairman of the board election from the side of Ukrainian parliament.
This starts with the composition of the governing body. If you will consist the governing body who will represent the civil society, the population, and not only politics, then you have reached a mark where you can say, well, at least also in the form of governance, we have a guarantee for independence.
The holiday is coming. In Europe, the Christmas season is in full swing. Cities are taking on bright lights, Christmas trees and being placed on the main squares. And people are running about shops in search of gifts. More about the festive fever in our following story.
Christmas here. Many European capitals began to shine with bright colors. London, Berlin, Brussels and other cities are competing with each other in magnificence of decoration and illumination. Make the same Bucharest, the streets of the Romanian capital, lightened of about 3 million lights. They established a beautiful Christmas tree in University Square and made a camp. Citizens' Bride is a holiday fair in Bucharest reached a level of the general European celebrations. And here in Croatian capital for the winter holidays opened a huge open-air ice rink. They placed it in front of the main railway station of Zagreb. The area of ice covers almost 2,000 square meters. The grand opening was accompanied by performances of skaters and concert. But local bikers decided to amuse children in orphanages. They dressed in costumes of Santa, made a little motocross kids and brought gifts. The action is called Motocult. One of the most romantic rings opened in Paris, just out of ice, which have filled the first level of the Eiffel Tower. You can enjoy views of the French capital. Filled for skaters at a height of 60 meters for the first time appeared a few years ago, and so liked to the French people and tourists that even decided to make it as tradition. In addition, the entrance to the ring for visitors of towers is free. However, have to stand in queue. To the ice can enter only 100 people, but wanting much more. The festive mood is in Spain too. There is no snow and the temperature doesn't drop below zero. So for the Christmas atmosphere, residents are going to the numerous fairs. Streets with decorated houses are overcrowded. In order to buy the tree, you should stay in queue. Around gifts is excitement. Sellers said especially popular this year are caricatural figurines of European politicians and athletes. Maria Kondratyeva, Dasha Mizintseva, First Ukraine.
And in the capital of Ukraine, at the Sofia Square, workers begin to set up the New Year's tree. They will beautify it at least for 3 days and will use 3,000 of Christmas decorations and 40 kilometers guirlands. After holidays, the tree will be saved, painted and sold on the auction. Collected money will be given to orphanages. Now organizers of New Year holidays only begin to build the Christmas village. All details in our story next.
This is the beginning of the main Christmas tree of the country being placed. The crane is holding the tree with cables for workers to be able to saw down the part of the wall. Its curves happen to be wider than it be according to the construction. Now we will sharpen it and put it in the sleeve. Geodesists will put it as big as it's possible, and it will be tightened with big screws, which you can see on the sleeve. In addition to that, it will have the system of the strands, 8 cables with the 20 millimeters of diameter that will hold the color in the center of the Christmas tree. The scene is being placed as well. Small wooden houses are being decorated with the garlands. It's going to be 67 of them. At some of them there are workshops to be conducted, other ones will have hot drinks to buy. At that side, it's skating rink to be situated. Here will be the pile of hay, and children will skate this way from ring in front of the scene. Kids' carousels are there. During the assembly, it's forbidden to walk at the Sofievska Square. People behind the fence are observing the process of placing the Christmas town and Christmas tree. Beautiful. This morning I saw it being held on this platform with letters IF. I said that it's good that they brought a real Christmas tree, not a fake one that was given us before. The smell of a real Christmas tree is spreading all over the square. Assembly works are planned for today. The decoration of the Christmas tree will illumination and toys will start tomorrow. The real Christmas tree will be at the holy place, and we will start this new year over a clean slate with white birds. It will be a symbol of a victory over the dark powers. 3,000 of toys will be created by children from all over Ukraine. Christmas Town at the Sofievska Square will be opened on the St. Nicholas Day. On the 19th of December at 6 p.m. on this Christmas tree illumination will be lit. By the way, it will be made at the same time with other cities as a symbol of the unity of Ukraine. Valeria Pograntsova, Alexandra Samoilenko, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by the First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabian was working for you in the studio. Wish you only good news. Take care and goodbye.